Hi, I'm Joni Rogers, and I'm so excited to tell you about While the Gods Were Sleeping by Elizabeth Enslin. This is one of the best books I have read in years. I loved it, and I am telling every book club that they must read it. I'm telling my sister Diana that she has to read this book. That's how you know it's really good. If I'm telling Diana, then that's the ultimate seal of approval. This is a terrific memoir about Elizabeth Enslin's time in Nepal and the women that she met there. She met a Nepali man when she was working on her doctorate in anthropology, and she married him. She goes over to Nepal and lives with his family. And what's remarkable is that she comes from this perspective of anthropology. So she's very much the observer in this culture that's so very different from her own. But because she's married this man and she's part of that culture now, it becomes this very emotionally intelligent story. So it's like all the richness, cultural richness of Eat, Pray, Love, but instead of being introspective like that book is, this one is observing the people around her. And she doesn't really set out to be a change agent among these people, but the fact of who she is and the way that she is as a human being, and that she's married to this man, makes her an agent of change sort of by default. So as a result of her being there, she does affect the women that she comes in contact with. She's especially respectful of and loves her mother-in-law, and she goes on a great mission to collect all the stories and songs and poetry of these women, but also she helps them come together and unite to fight some of the oppressive elements of the culture that really are terribly damaging to women, and so really counterproductive to the entire society. And the way that she approaches all that is with such respect and such an appreciation for who these people are. It's quite remarkable. It's an amazing story that begins with her giving birth in Nepal, which is, terrifying. And the way that we circle back to that at the end of the book, oh my gosh, tears burning in my eyes. It's so skillfully done that she returns to that moment when her son is born in a whole new context, sees it in an entirely different way, and you see in that moment how this woman has evolved so tremendously as a human being, and that's the moment of introspection that just really brings the memoir to full flower. I can't say enough good about it. I always try to tell you something I didn't like about the book, and I guess if I really nitpicked, there were a few, it's an uncorrected proof, so there were a few typos in it, but I'm sure those will be solved by the time the book is on the market. Maybe some people will find that it slows down when she talks about the politics of Nepal and the history of Nepal. I found that fascinating. But I think that for the most part, book clubs are going to love how this book is very intelligent without being academic. It's meaningful without being preachy. It's extremely well written. The main character is a terrific person, as far as I can tell. I don't know her, but wow, I'd like to. I mean, it's just an amazing book, a beautiful memoir, and I am telling every book club they must read While the Gods Were Sleeping by Elizabeth Enslin. I do hope you'll check it out.